Oh, I wasn't expecting this evening, I'll tell you that, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel, and hopefully this time, the microphone's on. Is the microphone working? Can I get a hail in the chat if the microphone is working this time? That would be wonderful. I feel like I'm fucking performing at Blackpool Cabaret or Cabaret or something. Can I get a hail if the mic's working? I hope that's what's going on, because last time, if you were here live, it was an absolute disaster. And there's all the hail shining through. I love it. Thank everybody for tuning in this evening. It's 7:10 on this beautiful Friday night. Can I just make a quick disclaimer? It's not actually a beautiful Friday night, unless you're off on your summer holidays and you might be on the coast of Spain, Italy, Portugal. You might be even over the Atlantic somewhere in the States. I don't know, unless you're on your holidays. If you're here in Glasgow, you'll know for a fact the weather has not been nice today. So during the course of this stream, you might in fact hear the pouring rain batter against the window up here in the studio. It was really bad about 5 minutes ago. You'll see it on my Twitter. It was battering down on the window. So I already apologise if you can hear that throughout the stream. There's not much I can do about it. Let's all say a prayer to Mother Nature that maybe they can calm it down for the remainder of this stream. But however, the main thing... Oh, nobody can hear me now. Is that's not good? You better be winding me up. You're winding me up. You're winding me up. What a day, eh? Cameron Carter-Vickers has signed for Celtic Football Club. The deal is done. It's permanent. He has signed a contract which will keep him here at Celtic till 2026. It's the first deal over the line this summer transfer window. It's one we've been waiting on. It's been one that I have been urging confidence in. It's one that I've been saying will happen, and it's nice to finally see it being done. And as Paul has said here, and thank you very much for the donation, business done early. Now it's time to announce Jota. And we'll talk about Jota. We'll talk about that second loan player, that second deal we want to get done towards the end of the video. But we've got a lot to talk about in regards to Cameron Carter-Vickers with this announcement. It was about 6:30 that Celtic sent out the email. I seen it in my inbox saying Carter-Vickers had signed. And then I checked Twitter, and next thing you know, bang, the announcement. It was a wonderful way to announce the player, by the way. If you haven't seen it yet on Twitter, it was like they were updating his CV. It was really nice. So a nice update to the CV, and they ended his time at Tottenham Hotspur as they got ready to start his time here at Celtic. We're going to look through the statement that Celtic released. We're going to look at Carter-Vickers' comments. We're going to talk about the deal itself and the numbers that might be involved. And then, of course, as always, I'll get you guys involved. We'll have a bit of a Q&A session throughout the rest of the stream afterwards. But it's great to see everybody buzzing, and that's one thing. We're starting off this transfer window with a bang, and we're starting off this new season with a bang. And I think that's one thing that has to be acknowledged, how positive things have been at Celtic over the past 12 months. We're keeping the good times rolling with Carter-Vickers coming in. There's been so many times in the past, and I'm not pinning this down to the manager's fault or anybody in particular, but there's been so many times in the past where a manager and the team haven't been able to sign loan players that we've really wanted. You think back to even as recent as somebody like Paddy Roberts. We just couldn't get it done. We couldn't make them a permanent player at Celtic. And you have to get on with it. You have to get past the heartbreak, and you don't get to see these players signed. But Carter-Vickers, and hopefully we'll say the same with Jota, we'll have to wait and see what happens. But with Carter-Vickers, we all wanted him to sign for the club permanently. And we knew how important he would be to this system. And we knew it wasn't going to be cheap. We knew it was going to be a little bit harder to bring in someone who's playing for a top 4 English side. He's playing at Tottenham Hotspur. He's got that pedigree of playing for a big side. We knew it wasn't going to be easy to bring him in. But look, we've started this transfer window with the most positive note we could by bringing him in permanently. And if you asked me towards the start of the window, who was the most important out of the two, and hopefully we signed the both of them, but if you asked me at the start of the window who I would want more importantly out of the two players, I would say Carter-Vickers, because finding a centre-half like him is really difficult. We've struggled so much in the past. We've struggled to bring in players or defenders who are up to the standard we need. We've had so many bomb scares. We've had players that are really incapable of playing it out from the back. But from the moment he came in on deadline day last season, he's looked so natural in everything that he's done. He's looked as though he's belonged here as part of the team and part of the system, more importantly. And there was never really a bedding in period for Cameron Carter-Vickers. He was ready to go from the offset. So it's obviously huge that we have managed to now bring him in on a permanent deal. I'm absolutely delighted at that because he's just a great player. Ultimately, that's the main thing. Strong, confident, such a composed and calm defender. And I think what he does is he brings that feeling to the rest of the back line. I think his presence really resonates throughout the rest of the defence. And you could even say, back to Joe Hart as well. I think that his presence as a player really does make the job easier for the guys around him. Starfelt, Hart, Juranovic. I think these are all players that benefit with him being there. And I wouldn't have liked the thought of having to change. And I wouldn't have liked the thought of having to adapt. So, you know what? We've done well, and I am absolutely buzzing. So I'm going to bring up the statement that Celtic released on screen. We'll get all your guys' comments in a moment. That would be very good to get all your thoughts. I'm sure we're all on the same boat. But yeah, let's go and have a look. I'm going to bring it up on screen right now. Let's go to share. Where is it? This is the statement that Celtic released. So in the statement, Celtic haven't yet announced the fee, and I don't think we ever will have the fee sort of said to us. The BBC are reporting it as an undisclosed fee, but what we do know is that it was reportedly that £6 million that could rise up to, I think, as high as something like £10 million. I don't know what it will be exactly. We end up paying for the player come the end of the negotiations and such. I don't know what we've agreed on, but it doesn't really matter. What does matter is we've got him through the door. Celtic can afford it. It's 4 more years with a tremendous player. And he's going to help us improve domestically on a European stage. It is a massive importance that we signed him. So this was the statement Celtic released just short of an hour ago. Celtic Football Club is delighted to announce that it has today completed the permanent signing of USA internationalist Cameron Carter-Vickers from Tottenham Hotspur on a 4-year contract. Central defender Cameron played a crucial role in delivering the Scottish Premiership title and League Cup to Celtic during a phenomenal season for him and the club. He joined Tottenham in 2016. A bit of his background, but here we go. This is what matters most. Want to hear what Cameron Carter-Vickers was saying? Now, there is a lot in here, so I'll probably just dance over the most important parts, so we're not sitting reading from a script for the entirety of the stream. But I'm pleased to complete my move to Celtic, and I really could not be happier. I have loved every minute of my time at Celtic so far, and I really wanted to be part of the club's future. We have a fantastic group of players at the club. We have a really good spirit and atmosphere among us, and we worked so hard together to deliver the League and League Cup success last season. I want to make sure I was part of the group going forward and working under a great manager, and now we all want to achieve more. We have so much forward to look forward to. We will aim to be strong again domestically, and of course we look ahead with real excitement to the Champions League. We'll come back to the rest of the statement very shortly. Chris Sharpley with a donation, fantastic start, new away kit, Cameron Carter-Vickers, and that Joe Hart video. Absolutely tremendous day for Celtic all in, if you ask me. But, do you know what's fantastic to see? It's fantastic to see that he really wants to be here. And that, this is what he's been waiting on. To be able to come out and actually be a Celtic player. There's so many times, of course, in the past as well, we've had loan players, and we've just had players in general who maybe haven't had the same desire to be at the club as what fans expect of them. There's always expectation for these players that they'll just automatically love Celtic, or they'll want to stay at Celtic, and everything looks rosy, and it's not quite like that. But I think what you can tell from Cameron's comments is that he really wants to be here. He believes in the future under Ange Postecoglou. And as I discussed in today's video, looking back on the first year with Ange, I think that's a real credit to the manager for what he's been able to do. To encourage players to be here and to build this spirit in the changing room, which seems the strongest it's been in my lifetime. We've been really blessed with winning teams. And we've been blessed with players of tremendous quality. But what I think now more than ever, and this is without having a recency bias, what I think now more than ever is evident is this is a team spirit that has been top-notch, top of the grade in Celtic my lifetime. And maybe, for long before that as well. And that's a real credit to the manager. And he talks about how he wants to be here and be part of the success moving forward with a manager who he thinks is very talented, of course. And that is exactly what we want. And we've not been pissing around. We've not been pissing around. We knew this was in the works from the minute the season ended. the tabloids were reporting that days after the season was finished, the days after we lifted the league title, that Celtic were right in talking to us. And even before that, we were right in trying to get this started to Tottenham. I think Ange knows what he wants. I think Cameron Carter-Vickers knows what he wants. And that's what makes it work. When both parties are on the same page, we haven't pissed around. What have Celtic been guilty of in the past? They've been guilty of maybe looking too hard or trying too hard or maybe going down the wrong avenues and going for players and trying to keep players around who really just don't want to be here. But there's none of that here. There's none of that at all, and that's absolutely tremendous. So I'm absolutely delighted. He's talking about the Champions League. I think that is going to be fantastic for us. He's the kind of player we need for the Champions League. So yeah, I'm excited. Let's have a look. Over 500 viewers, by the way, and the support is absolutely tremendous. Thank you to everybody in the comments section so far. I will try and get you involved. I'm looking down all the time because I'm waiting to see if any updates come. I'm waiting for messages and this, that, and the next thing. So thank you to everybody who is in the comments, the 500 viewers who are currently watching. Let's have a look at the manager's comments. Let's return to the statement very quickly. Ange Postecoglou said, "I'm absolutely delighted that the club has completed the signing of Cameron on a permanent basis. This is a major acquisition for Celtic. Really positive news for us and everyone at the club. We've worked hard to make this happen. Cameron has given everything of himself to the club so far, demonstrating his real value to the team and the way that we play. He was vital to our success during the season, such a hard-working player of real quality, and he was an absolute model of consistency. When we identify a player, we always hope that they can settle into things as quickly and as easily as possible. But like so many other players during the season, Cameron slotted into life at Celtic brilliantly from very early on. He is a great guy, hugely popular, and we are delighted that he sees his future with us." So that was the manager's comments in relation to Cameron Carter-Vickers signing for the club. And one thing that I've already touched on in this stream is how easily he slotted into the team. As I said, from deadline days, first appearance, after that, just looked as though he'd been here such a long time. He slotted in and played brilliantly and looked so consistent ever since. So I'm buzzing. I'm absolutely buzzing. I've seen one thing there that, William Smith has pointed out here. No more penny pinching. Now, we obviously don't... Ange's got them by the googlies. I love that, by the way, William. One thing I will say is the transfer window's got a long way to go and we don't want to stop. We never stop. We don't want to stop after signing Cameron Carter-Vickers and maybe Jota as well. We want to go... beyond that, we really would love to. And I hope the board do that as well. We are in a position now where we are in the Champions League. We're in a position where we're going to be with the big boys. And we're in a position where we need to improve ultimately. We need to show that we're a team that belongs in the Champions League. And we won't do that by losing 4-5-0, 7-0, 7-1. All these heavy scorelines that we've suffered in recent times in Champions League football. We won't show that we belong there with results like that. And how do you improve on that? You improve on that by improving the team, by adding depth, by adding names and winners and quality. And the Celtic board have started the window doing exactly that. So hopefully they continue to do that. But absolutely buzzing at the end of the day. It's the breaking news this evening that Cameron Carter-Vickers is officially a Celtic player. I am absolutely buzzing. So, I've been going 15 minutes, so let's get some of you guys involved with the stream then. Let's hear the opinions of the Celtic fans. I've been talking for like fuck here, I'm effing everything. It's a good day. I did not expect to be doing this tonight. I uploaded my video earlier. Feel free to check it out if you haven't. And I thought, that's me done for the day. I was lying in bed, just on my phone, having my dinner, watching The Simpsons, recapping on the F1 practice, and then bang, Celtic dropped the notification on me on a Friday night. Just as well I'm not drinking. Let's get you all you guys involved. Alex is first up. Mass respect to Alex. My hero, my mate. This is just the start of the window. We need to be ready for the Champions League because it's a great opportunity, and it's obviously a massive opportunity for Celtic, but it's also a huge opportunity for these guys like Cameron Carter-Vickers. This is the chance for them to really shine on the big stage. This is a chance for him to say to Tottenham Hotspur, listen, this is what you're missing out on. I could have been one of the best defenders at the club, and I firmly believe he could have been one of the top defenders at Tottenham, but their loss is our gain. So it's a huge platform and a huge opportunity for not just the club, but also for the players that are involved, their futures. And I want them to stay at Celtic for as long as possible, each and every one of them, but realistically, they know where their aims and aspirations are, and if that's beyond Celtic, they've got the chance to show it. And if we're benefiting short term from that, I can't complain. Big shout out to James. Thank you very much. Make sure to hit like and subscribe if you haven't already. It would be very much appreciated. Paul McMahon would like to see us get in Segrist as well. Arguably a better shot stopper than our Joe. And another centre half with Julian's future in the balance. Now, shot stopping better than Joe, I don't know, but he's certainly a really good shot stopper. I would like to bring him in. I would like another centre half as well, in case, of course, Julian does leave the club. And even at that, if he doesn't leave the club, I probably still would like another centre half. Celtic manager Postecoglou hails the signing of Cameron Carter-Vickers from Spurs as a major acquisition. It is a major acquisition. It's a huge acquisition from Celtic. That is one of the biggest acquisitions I think we've made on a permanent basis over the last few years, in all honesty, because we know the quality we're getting. It's a really logical signing with a lot of obviously thinking behind it. So we've done well, both getting him on loan and now as a permanent player. Do I think Jota wants to sign for the club? Absolutely. I'll say what I said about Cameron Carter-Vickers as we sit here now with him permanent. Stay confident, stay patient, and hopefully we'll see him come through the door. Hopefully Jota will be in a matter of days now if we've got one of them done. I don't know what the stumbling blocks could or may be, but hopefully there's none, and hopefully we're just going to get it announced very, very soon. Let's see, what else is there? I think this could be the start from, this is David Cassidy, by the way. He says, I think this could be the start for the transfers rolling in. The pattern, Ange, and the club announced signings. It came one after the other. Fingers crossed, more news soon. Yeah, you remember last season, once the ball started rolling, it was kind of like signing after signing, and we were getting a lot of news fed in such a short space of time. So I'm hoping that could be the same. I'm sure that Ange and his staff have identified both the areas and the players they would like to improve on and bring in. So I'm hoping that is the case. I hope you're right, David. I'm hoping this is the real kind of catalyst for the transfer window, and that we could see more players coming in very, very soon. Let's see, what else? Imagine a double signing tonight, Kettering's fans. If there was a double signing tonight, I will strip on YouTube. I will do it. I will fully strip. And nobody wants that, but I'll do it anyway. Because why not? We could see Julian in cup games. I don't think so. I really don't. I've made my thoughts perfectly clear on Julian, and it's not that I want him to be finished. I just think that he is finished at Celtic. So that's why I think we need another centre half anyway. Cammy, he said it was such a surprise to drop tonight as Jota seemed far closer. Hopefully he's not far behind so we can start getting some more new faces in the door. And I guess that's one of the things that we live with just now, is that we can only go off tabloid updates, and we can only really go off what we know, and we don't know how much truth there is in the things we know. So, you know, it's great. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with Jota, and hopefully he isn't far behind, as you've said. Let's see, what else is there? Let's see, there's so much to talk about in relation to just this transfer alone. So many great comments from folk. And there you go, Lewis Elliott. Don't think there's a big gap, and I would be, you know, I'd be a little bit sceptical if things don't start rolling with Jota on Monday or so. But I'm willing to be patient, and I'm still confident it will happen, as I've said. Somebody tuning in from Edward from Albufeira in Portugal. I was talking about the weather over here being awful. Edward's over in Albufeira. Absolutely tremendous part of the world. I hope you're enjoying your holiday, sir. I'm very, very jealous. With good signings this summer, I think the Champions League might be a step too soon. No reason why we can't go all the way in the Europa League. After all, lesser teams have done it, says Dermot. Well, we'll see what happens in the group stages. Luck of the draw and all that, isn't it? We've got to wait and see. I'm looking forward to just being back in the Champions League. We still need at least one more centre-back, ones with a bit of pace too, since both Starfelt and Vickers have next to none. I think that's a bit harsh, next to none. Both relatively quick centre-halves, I think. I don't think they're rapid. But what is the, you know, it's only the top teams, I think, in this world that have really, really fast centre-halves. But I don't think that I would say they have none. I think Starfelt can shift relatively well at times. You know, there's been a couple of times Starfelt's had a little bit of a slip-up, and he's got back and tracked back really well, in fact. But I don't know. I know they're not the fastest. They're absolutely not the fastest, Frank. But I don't think that they're the slowest either. I think that they've got a bit of pace behind them when we need it. You know what I mean? 101 degrees here in Houston. Somebody watching from Houston. Chris, my goodness God almighty. Everybody's talking about their holidays now, and I'm very jealous. I'll be having a few days off, by the way, ladies and gents, come the end of the month. I'm off to Poland for a few days, away for a weekend to Krakow. So I'll be away for a little bit, but we'll talk about that as it comes closer to the time. Let's see. Need more height, says Lewis. Yeah, I think that's one thing I'd like in a centre-half, is a little bit of height. You look at someone like Dane Murray. I think Dane Murray's 6'4". If he could crack the nut and he could get to the level of a first team player. Oh, he'd be brilliant. He has the height, he has the pace, he has the the presence of a centre half. But obviously he's not quite up to speed with the first team level. But someone at that height would be fantastic. Thoughts on the Boric game actually. Yeah, Boric, my idol. If you've been watching long enough, he's my favourite player of all time, basically. So I mean, I'm buzzing. But yeah, I think that'll do us for this evening. There's your breaking news update. 20 minutes in. I better not go too much longer so that when it's in video form, people can kind of click on and off. It's been an absolute pleasure, ladies and gentlemen. Cameron Carter-Vickers is officially a Celtic player till 2026. It is one of the biggest signings we'll make this season, and I am absolutely buzzing. If you've enjoyed this stream, make sure to hit like and subscribe. Thank you all for coming in. Thank you all for your comments and support. And hopefully we'll be back over the weekend on the channel as well. So until then, I'll see you all.